Hey you guys, it's Michelle. Thanks for popping in. I am here just sharing a video that I'm going to do in my inspiration journal. I used a little tag and some washi paper, some vintage wallpaper as my inspiration. And I'm just going to add a little bit of cream golden fluid acrylic to just kind of mute down some of those words that just kind of look a little too harsh, because those aren't necessarily the words that I want to focus on. And I didn't have my heat gun, or my heat tool, I guess, is what normal people call it. So I am just air drying my paint, and I'm going to sort of use it as a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to tear some of my little pieces of scraps. It's kind of crazy, the amount of paper I own and how little I actually use. So I need to work on that. So this is some old vintage wallpaper. It feels really weird on the back, but the front is so pretty, and then I barely use any of it because I love vintage text. I think it gives it my project so much personality when I use different texts and fonts and colors of the paper that are all patinaed already. I love that. So look at how small this piece of vintage wallpaper is I end up using. It's so silly. Oh my goodness. But it's really, really pretty. And oh my goodness, I've got a whole bunch of it. So I'll probably never use it all. But maybe I'll use it like to cover a book or something. I'm not sure. So I'm just using a little glue stick to adhere some things down. I got these tickets from a lady on Instagram, and I think it was from Crafty by Lisa or something like that. I'll try to figure out how to put a link. I don't even know how to do that, you guys. I don't even know if this audio is going to go with what the video is actually doing. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to use a little washi tape. I'm going around and around and around and around looking for the end. Yeah, I struggled a bit with that. But I love using washi and just a little bit of color here and there in my pages. It just kind of helps give it a little bit of, I guess, direction, because I oftentimes I feel like I'm all over the place and I'm not quite sure what direction I'm going. Even with color schemes, it's sometimes a challenge. So washi tape really kind of helps that, when you just grab a couple and you're like, okay, those are the colors I'm using, and that's where I start. So, and that was part of the tag also, is, it has the charcoals and the light pinks and the mustard color. And now I'm just going to use a little piece of this washi that will give it a little bit of contrast with some black and white. And you're noticing like I'm splitting up the washi. I don't actually use like a whole strip of the washi, kind of like the paper I use. I just use bits and pieces here and there to form some sort of a color scheme. And this is me drying my paint with my hands. Yeah, that's kind of silly. I'm struggling with this little corner here that doesn't want to stay down because the paint was still wet, but it will be fine eventually. And I believe next, I'm going to go with my crayons. They're wax pastel crayons, and they're Neocolors. They're water soluble, so they end up working a lot like a watercolor, but in crayon form, which is kind of cool. And the colors are actually very vibrant. In this video, I don't know if it's my lighting or a feature I need to figure out with my videos. The color actually comes out really, really nice, and I apologize, you guys cannot see how the color actually looks on this page, but believe it or not, there's actually some light pink down. And now I'm kind of thinking I think I need a little more contrast. So I'm going with this. It's like a gray color, but then I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure I like that, but we're going to go with it anyways because it's ready to drip and I'm not going to waste it. So I kind of just get a wet paintbrush and plop some colors down. Plopping is fun. That's from Allie Brown. I followed her Patreon for a while. She's a great artist and I adore her so much. She calls them color plops when you're just kind of plopping color down. And you noticed back then I used a paper towel. There were a couple plops that were just a little too dark for me and I didn't like that. So I just took a paper towel and I just let the paper towel do the work and it kind of soaked the color back up again. So that's easy enough to do. And I'm kind of liking the way the page looks at this point. Again, I'm struggling because why do I have to keep going? Because sometimes, hindsight, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, it looks pretty good the way it is. And nope, Michelle keeps going and adding more. So, yeah. I think it has to do with the text that I love the text and the color and it all blends well together. So again, you can't see this pink, but it's really truly there. I think it's the lighting. I need to figure that out. So for next time, I'll be able to work on that for my next video. And now I'm just kind of looking at it and I'm like, okay, I kind of think that's in a good place. Oh, but no, maybe not. I'm going to, I forgot. Okay, so I'm going to go with one of my words that I picked and it's actually from a book from Julie Rayborn and it's just some encouragement for women. And I was reading through a couple of the pages today and I found all these great verses. They're not necessarily verses, they're inspiring quotes. They're not even inspiring quotes, they're just phrases that really kind of spoke to my heart. And this one was Rain to My Heart. And I just love that. And look at how pretty it looks with just the word down like that, or the words down like that. But no, I decide, I need some fabric on here. Which, why did I do that? Because it looked fine without it. In fact, I think it looked better without it. But there's always tomorrow and I can do my next page and really kind of look at what I'm doing before just going crazy with adding more stuff. And how many of you struggle with the glue like this? Like, why does it take so long for the glue to get to the tip? It's like a big struggle. So I think I grabbed just some glue. I think it's the 3-in-1 Beacon is what I had there. And I'm going to struggle again because now I have to put the words down. See, now that textile just didn't help this page at all. I may just go rip it up. No, I'm not. I'm going to just let it be. The page is done and it's going to be fine. So that's down now. And so this is where I'm like, okay, I think I need a little more contrast. I'm not happy with it. I don't know, something's missing. So I grab the black water-soluble crayon and I do some splashes with the paintbrush again, the wet paintbrush. Why can't I say that today? And the paper towel again because a couple of those splashes look just a little too much for me. It's like I want them, but then when they're there, I'm like, ew, I'm not sure I like them. And that's the page. And that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll do more videos. Take care.